National VIPs, President and Commander-in-Chief Armed Forces of the Philippines, His Rodrigo Roa Duterte, Secretary of National Defense, Honorable Delfin Negrillo Lorenzana, Military VIPs, Chief of Staff Armed Forces of the Philippines, General Andres C. Centino, Armed Forces of the Philippines, Commanding General Philippine Army, General Romeo S. Bonner Jr., Armed Forces of the Philippines, Commander Army Reserve Command, Major General Fernando V. Felipe, Philippine Army, Group Commander 9th Regional Community Defense Group, Colonel Patricio S. Tumales, Infantry General Staff Corps, Philippine Army, Commission Officer 902nd Zamboanga del Norte Community Defense Center, Major Elijah V. Lumanta, Civil Engineering, Philippine Army, President Jose Rizal Memorial State University System, Dr. Dailinda R. Lapot, National Service Training Program Director, Dr. Rachel J. Daimil, National Service Training Program Unit Head, Dr. Noel G. Lupicilio, Commandant Jose Rizal Memorial State University Army Reserve Officer Training Corps Unit, Major Elijah V. Lumanta, Civil Engineering, Philippine Army, Assistant Commandant, 2nd Lieutenant Nicanor B. Obhimaga, Reserve Philippine Army, Chief Clerk, Corporal Roderick C. Acoimo, Infantry, Philippine Army, Tactical Officer, Captain Cesar C. Bala, Reserve Philippine Army, 2nd Lieutenant Joy Peter M. Villarus, Reserve Philippine Army, Senior Tactical Non-Commissioned Officer sa Service, Admin Non-Commissioned Officer, Sergeant Jernel R. Lapot, Reserve Philippine Army, Tactical Non-Commissioned Officer sa Service, Private First Class, John Ray A. Maglasang, Infantry, Philippine Army, Staff Sergeant Gerald Rich H. Soto, Reserve Philippine Army, Staff Sergeant Michael Ray Elvin S. Bureros, Reserve Philippine Army, Sergeant Nancy E. Aranzoes, Reserve Philippine Army, Sergeant Maynard O. Comisilla, Reserve Philippine Army, Private Rodel G. Patangan, Reserve Philippine Army, Private Richie A. De Los Rias, Reserve Philippine Army, Private Sharon E. Tagapan, Reserve Philippine Army, Graduate Military Assistant GMA, Private Adams and Sumalpong, Reserve Philippine Army, Private Nilo B. Lagradilla, Reserve Philippine Army, Private Jefferson Paglinawan, Reserve Philippine Army, Private Rico Jack J. Tawataw, Reserve Philippine Army, Private Glenmar G. Ulinan, Reserve Philippine Army, Private Shaharame M. Jalin, Reserve Philippine Army, Private Gisrael M. Pasculado, Reserve Philippine Army, Private Vincent Chabilichi Cadano, Reserve Philippine Army, Private Ray Ardayao, Reserve Philippine Army, Private John Ray P. Valladares, Reserve Philippine Army, Private Javen Ray E. Sakal, Reserve Philippine Army, Private John Fritz C. Cuenca, Reserve Philippine Army, Private John Paul P. Yurong, Reserve Philippine Army, Private Michelle B. Andicoy, Reserve Philippine Army, Private Vance Alester L. Pagasian, Reserve Philippine Army, Private Mark Gel S. Lagamon, Reserve Philippine Army, Private Desulfate D. Carino, Reserve Philippine Army, Private Liza Claire C. Canuog, Reserve Philippine Army, Private Giseline Ilopre, Reserve Philippine Army, Private Mabel B. Singkay, Reserve Philippine Army, Brigade Corps Commander, Cadet Colonel J.P. Monte de Ramos, ROTC First Class, Executive Officer Disciplinary Officer, Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Roderick L. Cadorna, ROTC First Class, Brigade S1 Adjutant Officer, Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Blesti Manlupig, ROTC First Class, Brigade S2 Intelligence Officer, Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Ronel V. Bailon, ROTC First Class, Brigade S3 Operation Officer, Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Ramel P. Samson, ROTC First Class, Brigade S4 Logistic Officer, Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Shelamay P. Azores, ROTC First Class, Brigade S7 Liaison Officer, Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Jamaica S. Tabudas, ROTC First Class, 1st Battalion Commander, Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Jomari T. Osabel, ROTC First Class, 2nd Battalion Commander, Cadet Lieutenant Colonel J. Ford C. Ferrigora, ROTC First Class, 1st Battalion Executive Officer Disciplinary, Cadet Major John Mark T. Clemenya, ROTC First Class. Battalion S1 Adjutant, Cadet Major Kathleen Rose E. Apau, ROTC First Class. Battalion S2 Intelligence, Cadet Major Jericho T. Osabel, ROTC First Class. Battalion S3 Operation, Cadet Major Jason A. Hamuralin, ROTC First Class. Battalion S4 Logistic, Cadet Major Maria Alona Jane B. Alfon, ROTC First Class. Battalion 7 Layason, Cadet S7 Layason, Cadet Major Shenley R. Silva, ROTC First Class. 2nd Battalion Executive Officer Disciplinary, Cadet Major Brian P. Banuelos, ROTC First Class. Battalion S1 Adjutant, Cadet Major Robilin B. Magnaong, ROTC First Class. Battalion S2 Intelligence, Cadet Major Hansa D. Susobrado, ROTC First Class. Battalion S3 Operation, Cadet Major Raymark O. Lakay, ROTC First Class. Battalion S4 Logistic, Cadet Major Mary C. Maghinay, ROTC First Class. Battalion S7 Layason, Cadet Major Wella Bernadette B. Kinlog, ROTC First Class. Cadet Major Mary Chris A. Lidama, ROTC First Class. Cadet Major Aaron J. Kalasang, ROTC First Class. Cadet Major Stephen J. F. Tacliad, ROTC First Class. Cadet Major Jovinal P. Katilok, ROTC First Class. Cadet Major Christian G. Sardane, ROTC First Class. Cadet Major Arian Faye N. Palangan, ROTC First Class. Cadet Major Baby Janela G. Cañete, ROTC First Class. Cadet Major Gino A. Carbonilla, ROTC First Class. Cadet Major Kent O. Dampayla, ROTC First Class. Cadet Major Raymart S. Anyo, ROTC First Class. Cadet Major Brittany D. Aget, ROTC First Class. Cadet Major Rekman V. Cabanag, ROTC First Class. Cadet Major Mark Jen L. Prosiso, ROTC First Class. Cadet Captain Lester B. D. Ikaw, ROTC Second Class. Cadet Captain Richard S. Zamoras, ROTC Second Class. Cadet Captain Joseph B. Miral, ROTC Second Class. Cadet Captain Erwin T. Palomares, ROTC Second Class. Cadet Captain Aurelio L. First Jr., ROTC Second Class. Cadet Captain Ken Troy F. Maghanoy, ROTC Second Class. Cadet Captain Roen Vincent A. Sumaduran, ROTC Second Class. Cadet Captain Blaze Jason H. Iting, ROTC Second Class. Cadet Captain May Angel Escunato, ROTC Second Class. Cadet Captain Raymar B. Bimos, ROTC Second Class. Cadet Captain John Kenneth B. Desherdo, ROTC Second Class. Cadet Captain Jonathan D. Gumanad, ROTC Second Class. Cadet Captain Kevin M. Delicano, ROTC Second Class. Cadet Captain Lachical S. Abapo, ROTC Second Class. Cadet Captain WJD Maginsay, ROTC Second Class. Military Professionalism. Men who adopt the profession of arms submit their own free will to the law of perpetual constraints of their own accord. They reject the right to live where they choose, to say what they think, to dress as they like. From the moment they become soldier, it needs but an order to settle them in this place, to move them to that, to separate them from their families and dislocate their normal lives. In the world of command, they must rise, march, run, endure bad weather, and go out without sleep or food. Be isolated in some distant post, work until they drop. They have ceased to be the master of their own fate. If they drop on their tracks, their ashes shall be scattered in the four winds. That is all part and parcel of the job. Pledge of loyalty. If you work for a man in heaven's name, work for him. Speak well of him and stand by the institution that he represents. Remember, an ounce of loyalty is worth a pound of cleverness. If you must growl, condemn, and eternally find fault, why not resign your position? And when you are in the outside, damn to your heart's content. But as long as you are a part of this institution, do not condemn it. If you do, the first high wind that comes along will blow you away and probably you'll never know why. Military courtesy. An act of politeness, civility, and respect that a personnel in a military organization accord to one another. Military discipline. It is a state of order and obedience existing within a command. Military leadership. It is the process of influencing men in such a manner as to accomplish the mission. Military secrecy. What you see, what you hear. When you leave it here. Salute is the highest form of courtesy. 11 general orders. To take charge of this post and all government property in view. To walk my post in a military manner, keeping always on alert and observing everything that takes place within sight or hearing. To report all violation of orders I am instructed to enforce. To repeat all calls from post more distant from the guardhouse than my own. To quit my post only when properly relieved. To receive, obey, and pass on the sentinel who relieves me all orders from the commanding officer, officer of the day, and non-commissioned officer of the guard only. To talk to no one except in line of duty. To give the alarm in case of fire or disorder. To call the commander of the guard in any case not covered by instruction. To salute all soldiers, colors and standard, not case. To be especially watchful at night and during the time of challenging, to challenge all person on or near my post and to allow no one to pass without proper authority.